Hello and welcome to another blog. My name's Ben. I'm the Senior Support Technician here at Numbergroup, and here to give you the latest blog, which is on call recording and why you need it and how we can provide it. So, call recording is pretty straightforward. You basically record your calls. So, with regards to ourselves, you can record your inbound calls, you can record your outbound calls, or you can record both. So that's that covered. But why should you do it? Why should you record your calls? Well, in certain circumstances, you have to. So if you work in the financial sector, you'll be well aware that if you deal with any sort of financial transactions or anything like that, and you deal with over the phone with regards to that, you have to record your calls and you have to keep those recordings for a certain amount of time. I believe it's 5 years. No, 7 years. Sorry, 7 years, yes. And the reason for that is so that if you do a transaction over the phone and there's a dispute or a problem with it or whatever, then you can go back to it later on, and also the ombudsmans and the financial authorities and so forth can basically request the call recordings from the call in question, and then obviously they can see what was actually discussed on the call, and then come to a decision about whatever the issue or complaint was. And this is basically applicable pretty much across the board with regards to business. If you record your calls and someone complains that something was done or said or not done on the call, then you can easily pull the call and obviously see for yourself. And obviously, if you're dealing with a large, call centre environment or an office, and you've got staff working for you doing various bits and bobs, financial transactions or whatever, sales, etc., you can't necessarily keep a track of them all the time. And obviously, if you deal with stuff over the phone, there's no immediate traceability, where the call recording allows you to have that traceability. And I say it's very important. Obviously, if you have any complaints or any issues from your customers or whatever, then you can pull the call recording and you can say, okay, well, I've looked at your complaint, and this is the recording of the call that you had with us on the date in question. And then obviously you can come to an agreement with them if they're right or wrong. I mean, if they're wrong, you can prove them wrong by showing the call recording with them and so on and so forth. I mean. And then also you've got improvement internally. So your customer support and customer services. Once again, it does provide you the traceability, but it also means that you can record the calls of when people are on the phone, and you can use it for training purposes. So you can say, okay, well, this is a recording of you speaking to this awkward customer. This is what you could have done better, and you can run through it with them afterwards, and you can say, okay, well, you did this, and okay, maybe that's not the best way of dealing with that problem. You could have done it this way, this way, this way, and it's a useful way of coaching people and training people to work on a phone, or on the phone, I should say, because on the phone work takes a little bit of work to really nail it, and sometimes constructive feedback about a call that was made, either one that was done by someone else or by that person in question, where you can highlight issues or basically say, okay, well, this is a call recording where it was all done right, and then you've got that framework to improve your staff's telephone capability, so to speak. So now's basically the overview of why call recording is important. I mean, I should also state that Numbergroup can obviously supply call recording, inbound and outbound. We also support it within trunks. We support it within the PBX. So it's basically covered across the board. We have two main options. One is via email only, although we don't supply that anymore, but some old customers will have it. And also via our media manager, which is built into Selfcare. Now, that basically allows you and only you access to your call recordings, and they're stored in there, encrypted, even we can't access them, and then obviously you can download them and listen to them at your leisure. Going forward from that, obviously, they're all linked to DDIs, so obviously you set the recording options based on the inbound DDI. Alternatively, you can also set it on a per trunk basis, but that's for the outbound only. So if you use the outbound, you set it based upon the trunk or the PBX extension you're making a call from. If it's inbound, you set it on the DDI that the calls are coming into. And that way you have a complete overview of recording everything that's coming into your account. Now we are doing a bit of an offer at the moment with regards to the Media Manager, so we are actually offering free trials for that at the moment. So if you think, oh yeah, I'd like to give call recording a try, then get in touch with us, sales@numbergroup.com, or give us a call, 0800 310 1010, and ask for a free trial of the Media Manager, and we will give it to you, and then you can obviously enable it, and then you can have a play with it, listen, record your calls, see if you like it. And then if you feel it's a feature that's, you want to keep, then obviously we can discuss that with you. So yeah, if you're interested in trialing it, please get in touch with us, and we'll set you up on your account, and obviously you can then trial it and see how you get on with it. And that's pretty much it. It's a pretty short one this week, but there's only so much you can talk about call recording. So anyway, so if you like these videos and you think they're worthwhile and you're enjoying watching them and they think they're informative, then please subscribe. Just click the button up there. Alternatively, leave a message below, or leave a comment, and obviously I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So that's it for this week. There's no new updates to come out, so there'll be no update this video this week, so I'll catch you next week.